Good day, my wonderful viewers. My name is Engineer Lomote, and this is Del Consult. Today, I want to bring to you a very nice topic, which we are going to learn a lot on it. So, I want us to talk about concrete. Concrete is a main material that we use to build in Ghana here because it's very cheap as compared with wood and steel. So there's a need for us to know some of the things, the properties, the characteristics, especially what makes up concrete, and also how do we also ensure that the concrete that we are producing or we are using is of a high quality, and some of the things that we need to do to get a very good concrete of of a higher quality. So today that is the topic I want us to discuss. But before we start, I would encourage every viewer here to subscribe to this channel because we are going to discuss a lot of things and you're going to learn a lot, especially when you are building or if you are interested in building. Alright, so when we talk about concrete is a mixture of fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, a binding material like cement and water. So the fine aggregate is what we call sand. The coarse aggregate is what we call stones. And the binder is the cement. And then we have water. So these four materials they come together to form concrete. So concrete is more like a composite material because it's a mixture of different material to achieve that. Now, in structural engineering, every concrete we produce has a certain strength, or we have to achieve a certain strength depending on what we are building. So, for example, if we are building a residential building, maybe let's say a four-bedroom house, yes, we are looking at a concrete strength of C25 to C20 to C25. That's the concrete strength we normally, I mean, work look for when we are building a residential building. Okay, between C20 and C25. All right. So for us to achieve this strength, we have some procedures that we have to follow to achieve this strength. And if you don't follow this procedure, you produce a concrete alright. At the end of the day, your concrete will not look quality. The appearance will not be nice. And then once you are seeing pulses in the concrete, it means that it has a very weak, it's going to have a very weak strength. And if we want to determine the strength of the concrete in situ, we normally use what we call rebound hammer or a Schmidt hammer. That is if we want to determine the strength on the site. Okay, after the maturity period, which is 21 or maybe 28 days. So the procedures that we follow is you have to get your mix design right. The mix design is how much sand, how much stones, how much water, how much cement do you have to put together to get you this strength we are talking about. So that is for mix design. When you get your mix design right, the next thing is placement. When we talk about placement, all we are trying to say is this: the pouring of the concrete, how you pour the concrete into the formwork. Okay, when you are pouring the concrete, we have certain guidelines that we follow. So if you are able to go through all this, you will get your placement right, and then you will not have problem with um, formwork leakages. Sometimes when you are placing and the height, okay, the height of placement is that much, okay, it can lead to the formwork being open, or it can vibrate the formwork, it can shake the formwork, so the formwork will not be aligned, or it will open, and then you have a placement problem. Then the next thing is compaction. When you place your concrete in the formwork, you have to compact the concrete. No, no, normally we use what we call poker vibrator. Some people don't have the poker vibrator, so what they do is they use iron rod to compact it. But the to get it right, you have to use the right material, which is a poker vibrator, and will help you to compact your concrete very well to prevent what we call honeycombs and that. And then we also have after the compaction, okay, you leave the concrete to cure. So we have curing. You leave it to mature, to cure. You leave it for 21 days or 28 days for it to mature. After the maturity period, then you take off the what's the name, the concrete, the formwork. Then you can do your concrete testing. So if you test your concrete and you get between 20 and 25, let's say somewhere 24, 23, then it means that yes, you are around the figure. But if after doing all this you get below 20, then it's a very poor concrete strength, because you had your aim was to get between 20 and 25 for residential building. So thank you so much for paying attention or listening to this audio, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This is part one of the lecture. Part two will follow soon. Thank you so much.